Okay, so this is how it is. I was recording the second investigation for episode 5. It was going good. I was talking to everyone, I was getting evidence, I was breaking the Cyclops. And look, I made it to part 2 of that investigation. But then the recording just stopped. I thought, no big deal, I'll just start recording again and stitch the two together. But the thing is, the video on that first recording, it was corrupted. Unplayable. No way to fix it, no way to salvage it. I had to throw it in the trash. It was probably because of all those other videos taking up storage, taking up gigabytes, so I deleted all of those. And now I don't want to do part 3 all over again, because I do not have the means to go back. Those are the only 2 save files I have, are the ones that you see. So my options are to just... the only option, really, is to just continue where I left off, without you guys knowing. So I'll just... no voice acting, I'll just go through it silently. And yeah, I'll go through it silently while explaining what happened up until this point. And that may sound like an unsatisfying finale, but it's the best I can do, so I'm sorry. So what happened was, it started with the bridge being fixed. Phoenix... but before that, you would have to talk to Bikini. I went to talk to Bikini, then I examined the courtyard. There was nothing at the courtyard, so I went back to the main hall, and then Gumshoe showed up, told me that the bridge was fixed. So I went to the inner temple, the training hall. There was a big lock covering the door, and it looked exactly like a psych lock. And only Iris could open that psych lock, so we had to get her from jail. Oh, that's the murder weapon. But when Iris arrived, though, there were 4 more locks on the door. Iris couldn't open those locks. And also, I also found the real scene of the murder in a garden in the inner temple. Maya's name was written in the victim's blood upside down, just like in Danganronpa when Sayaka writes Leon's name upside down and it looks like 11037. Trust me, you'll thank me for spoiling that game. It is not a happy time. You are not gonna be a happy camper. Sword cane like in Assassin's Creed. I also found a charm that belonged to Elise Stonim, and that confirmed my suspicions that Elise is Misty Faye. Bikini confirmed this. Someone wanted her dead because she was the part of the main bloodline. Someone from a branch family, from a branch lineage. And also Godot showed up. He blamed Phoenix for Mia's death. He's a dick. But he's sexy. So I almost broke all the Cyclops on Iris, but I didn't know at the time what the final Cyclops was, which was to break her thingy with... broke the Cyclops, but I didn't know how to break the final one. It was all about uncovering what her true identity was, and how she could supposedly be both in her room, but also be at the inner temple according to the witness testimonies. How could she be in those 2 places at once? There are 2 of them, and I had to uncover who it was. So I talked to Bikini. She told me the truth, that Iris is Elise Stonim's... no, not Elise Stonim's, Morgan Faye's daughter. She is Morgan Faye's daughter and Pearl's sister. But they also have another sister. Iris has a twin sister. And I think we all know who that twin sister is. Also, Edgeworth came back, traumatized by an earthquake. This also seems to be connected to the DL6 incident, because of course it is. And I found this with the fucking metal detector. I don't even feel like repeating all my jokes. It wouldn't be the same. Uh-oh. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna link to a walkthrough for this part of the game. The part that I wasn't able to show you. I'm sorry, guys. I am cringe. What happens if I... Yeah, nothing. Ah! Stream overlay. Okay, I gotta do something. I'll say some more things so I won't have to cut this out while I'm doing that. Fuck my life. I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. So yeah, he was singing that in reggae. Wait up, detective! Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're going to get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please! Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? She's a suspect. And like I kept saying, oh, it's weird, this is a final case, and Maya hasn't been framed for murder like she has in the other two games. But now I know. She's getting framed for murder. And my working theory is that... the other girl, Iris, she's gonna get exonerated because they found a new witness, like what happened with Maya. You know, in the first game, Phoenix got framed for the murder, Maya got set free. So Iris is gonna get set free because Maya's now in jail. So I'm gonna have to cross-examine Iris. It's gonna be revealed that she actually was the murderer all along. Maya, what's this got to do with her? I don't know. I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh? How so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cabin right now, and... well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony here, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think... Maya's been... Please, detective. Let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cabin. Yeah. Looking kind of viridian there. Oh, right. Francisca von Karma also helped us out a bit, which was uncharacteristic of her. Okay. Just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. This staff secret trick, let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular, run-of-the-mill staff, you got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Don't worry, she'll be fine. I'm sure. You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure, thanks. I can't help but wonder, though. What was Ellie Stoneham doing with a staff like this in the first place? Go back to the main hall. What do you know about... Oh. Oh, there he is. Okay, she doesn't know anything about that. I hated it and I hated it and I hated it and I hated it and... I hated it and I hated it and... Oh, wait, I need to... Do I still have the... Nope, don't have the metal detector. I hate editing, hate editing, hate editing, I 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 hate editing. Training hall. Okay. Well, good news is I get to voice act this all over again. This doesn't change much. The night of the crime. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me, too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Chat! I fucked up. Why doesn't it just say... Because, like, it already says whatever. Bikini. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Sister Bikini?
Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night I was helping an acolyte with a training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazukula Temple. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. Yeah, like the actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So, I would have left at about 9:40 p.m., I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you.
Huh?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. Your very own testimony. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright.
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No, that's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were 2 of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy! How could that be?
Well, there were 2 of me in the previous trial.
There's only 1 of me. It's impossible.
Possible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. I have my own doppelganger, it's okay.
You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than 1 of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than 1 of me.
Gladly. Profiles... Oh, present. What? But... Fuck my life. I thought Morgan... Iris' twin sister. How is that not... Maybe I'll ask her about it first. Oh, hi, Francisco. I forgot you were there. Guess I have to continue asking about, does she know about this? And here I thought the latter half of this episode, of this part, would be easy. Not cryptic. Like, oh, I should have known better. I should have known from all the fucking... I should have known based on all the trouble I had with the other trials. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father. A jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right, I just might know who this twin sisters of her is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Dahlia Hawthorne. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. Come on. It was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? He would have died regardless. You know about that case. You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. My God. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Ah, knew it. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Jesus. Oh. This is when she entered my life. Not even half sisters. The woman who tried to kill me, then frame you for murder. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. Fuck is that supposed to mean? What do you mean by her metabolic processes is a matter of interest to historians, Edgeworth? Right, I must confess to that in reading her file. I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Wonder who prosecuted. But that means, at the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Death row is just grim. Grotesque. I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, Wright. And for more reasons than one. Do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead. And once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. There is no way to revive the dead? I wonder. Seems you're not aware of the other connection yet, Phoenix. I mean, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fey. Well, let's see. So clearly someone was channeling Dahlia. That's how they were managed to look like her. It would have to have been someone with dark hair, just like Iris. Because Dahlia had red hair. Hair color doesn't change. Could have styled their hair to look like Iris. But then again, that wouldn't matter. The hair wouldn't matter if they were wearing a hood. All that would matter is that they had the same body shape and face as Dahlia. And by extension, Iris. It couldn't have been Iris who was channeling her sister, because that would negate the idea of her being in two places at once. Couldn't have been Morgan Fey, she's in solitary confinement. Could have been Pearl, but... Oh, maybe Pearl got the message, and so she channeled Dahlia, and somehow that caused her powers to weaken. Could have been Maya, but again, we're not sure. Maya, Dahlia, no, not Maya, Pearl, or Bikini. One of those three has to have been the one who was channeling Dahlia. She's Morgan Fey. a spirit medium from a branch family of the Corain Channeling technique. Did you say Corain Channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh, yes. I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? Misty thing. I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I'll write this. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. Well, you know what happened. As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the Deal 6 incident case file and you'll know. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then, you'll see that the Corain Channel technique is real. It wasn't her fault. It was the fault... It was because Gregory didn't know who killed him, so he just made a guess. And because he didn't want his son to go to jail for murder. Ah, what? I can't go to the fucking police records? Whatever. Tell me that I have her profile, and I'll fuck yes. Going to the main gate, we're going to the main gate, we're going to the bridge, we're going to the bridge, we're going to the inner temple, going to the inner temple, going to the trading hall. Who the fuck are you, Iris? For real this time. Big money, no whammies. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Something's gonna happen. She's gonna, like, channel her sister. Maybe that's why she gets angry. Oh, no. Fuck! No! Big money, no man. Kibi, I don't want to accidentally click away. Come on, baby. Yes. Bikini. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Sister Bikini?
Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night I was helping an acolyte with a training at the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back like stacked up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Well, let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So, I would have left at about 9:40 p.m., I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but line just doesn't suit you. Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright?
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No, that's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were 2 of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time, which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
If you're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me, then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me.
Gladly. Dahlia Hawthorne. Finally, I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps. That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder. It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Korean channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. So that's what happens. I bet it was... Oh, wait. Night of the crime.
I was in my room at the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder? It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept and may be found guilty. It's the only way.
It's like everyone wants to protect Dahlia Hawthorne. No matter what the case. Everyone wants to take the bullet for Dahlia Hawthorne. What power does she have over the hearts of men and women? What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago?
Wait, you orchestrated that?
That was the start of it all. That's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and at the end, she lost her life.
Oh my god.
It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I hoped to plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father. That's awful.
But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh? Oh?
It was revenge on her father.
Revenge? Why is it up there? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Her mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the family.
Sorry, guys.
The main family had a lot of influence in many businesses and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason her father married her mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her, she took over as the master of Crane.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Korean tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. was during the investigation of the DL6 incident.
I'm too zooted to pay attention to this.
After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
That's when you came here to Hazakura Temple?
Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I heard she's been very battered spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I have asked everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it, goes back to the history of the Fae clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. My college student. Have you heard anything about him?
Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There is still much to investigate.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you. Suppose I'd better continue my investigation. Still one giant secret left to unlock. Charles's psych lock. Pearl. Oh, alright, I gotta find Pearl. Pearl! 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 No, wait, Pearl! 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 Oh, come on. Look at that. They really did make a fire right in front of the shack.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
You're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we're already polished them all off. Oh, I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearl is hiding, and also take her to the doctor, because she might get a yes for those potatoes. Oh, that means I can get a full bar for the trial. That's great. As long as you don't fuck it up. Oh. Okay. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Donim's room, reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me, but I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went to Miss Donim's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? Oh, where did she go? The Inner Temple. Come on, come on. You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or right, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. The note. Damn it! I can do this. One thing Pearls could have been worried about that night. About her. Her. Whore. Oh, fuck me. Inner Temple. Come on, give me a full bar. Should have saved before this. I could save now. Oh, come on. Morgan fucking Fay. God damn it! It was Maya. Ugh. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. I will run. The night goes on as I'm fading away. Where did it begin to wonder why you came and where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. It's obvious what you're so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. I signed up for your special course. Well, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Waha! Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the Inner Temple.
Then we're clear now that you went to the Inner Temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over the Inner Temple?
It was probably about 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started, but there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10 o'clock? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of the bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell? Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. What? I'm lost. I have no fucking clue. Why was she worried about the bell? Why was she worried about the bell? As soon as you hear the... Oh! This! You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Where did you...
In the incinerator at the Inner Temple. Pearls. You were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No!
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and her purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... It was her. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris whose sister Bikini met at the Inner Temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Being channeled by Pearl? Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Dahlia Hawthorne sounds 100% like a serial killer name you'd find in a fucking true crime podcast or a Netflix biopic. Because they got fucking biopics for serial killers now.
I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia Hawthorne is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? It was Morgan. Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick,
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child!
Huh?
If you're trying to say follow these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. Guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it!
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given. But you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. Wait a minute. Oh my god. I think, but just to be sure. So, as soon as you hear the lights, you must chant. Here's a picture of you. Use them when you channel her. Once it's burned, gravely roast the master. Gravy roast. It was you who splattered gravy on this Hanan scroll, wasn't it?
What? Why would I do something like that?
Do you remember what was written in that letter? You could be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, an underdone potato. There's more gravy than grave of you. It's my favorite line from the Christmas Carol. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades, and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast them on others, right? Wait, that's why...
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Dodema the Might... That was a Chekhov's gun the whole time? Perhaps we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
Miss Elise, so, for example, how do you read this?
It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. Sure, Miss Donem taught you how to read gravely and roast. But what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
That's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot's roast. That night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. Couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing that he couldn't even do it right.
How about... Shame on you, Morgan, using a forsaken child to do your dirty work. Okay. I can work with that.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hoth in spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh, just like that. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. If you can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Oh, right, it couldn't have been Bikini because Bikini saw Dahlia. So it had to have been Maya. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. It was Maya.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it. Night of the crime.
After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple. With a pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging school near the secret cavern. I was sure it was the master of the Korean like it said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes. I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started, and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for it again. But then I...
Pearls. Did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris, too. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple?
Yes. When I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore, and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, and I heated up the leftover gravy and
let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. I don't know quite something so trivial with her experience, Larry. An Oregon's letter. I hate this, 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 I hate this world, 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 I hate this world. Ah.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month. And last month, she told me.
The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly as it says. It's for the good of the Fey clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden.
My mother was always nice to me. I love her very much.
Yeah, moms will do anything for the kids, right? But she would frame her. She framed her other daughter for murder, though.
She said it was good for the good of the Fey clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya is part of the Fey clan, so it had to be good for her too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with her letter too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is all enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff. Jesus!
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken as if someone had already opened it up once before.
That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Burnt letter updated in the court record. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us.
What?
So I'm sure Mr. Glenn will be alright.
Was she also executed? Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? You finally figured it out, have you, Wright? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Gato! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like it's a freaking puzzle workshop. Guess she's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realize that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. Heh, what did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow, we'll settle everything in court tomorrow, once and for all.
Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true?
It'll be all right, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child. My pal. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Oh my god. The trial is tomorrow, isn't it? Come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby. Yeah, trial! I'm not going to edit this, because, hey, it's only 51 minutes, it's fine. No!